So, how would you define like making it into the audio industry?
Really annoying. That should switch the speakers. Sounds really nice. A bit boomy, but we'll roll that off. Kiss, man. Fucking kiss.
No, I know. I
keep
just
it simple,
keep
stupid.
forgetting that you can do that's a miss.
It's Grammys, by the way. There's 6 of them, or 7.
Sorry.
7. I think it's 7.
Yeah.
I'm Dom. I'm 29. I'm doing audio production. SE.
What sector of audio would you like to go into?
Post production, so sound for film, animation, and game.
The music, was that just listening to artists, or was it the interest in making music or like mastering?
It was honestly just listening to music for a long time, just finding weirder bands, sort of exploring more experimental genres, all that kind of stuff, and yeah.
And what are you doing as of this moment to try and boost your portfolio and getting into the music industry?
To boost my portfolio at the moment, I'm trying to take on as many projects, such as films, any games. There's a lot of people on this course doing, different courses within the uni, doing animation and games. So there's people that I can collaborate with, and just trying to learn as much as I can, basically.
Do you believe you can make it in your sector in the music industry?
I think it's more likely to get into it doing what I'm doing rather than maybe mixing bands or recording bands. In 10 years, I'll be 39, so hopefully by then I'd like to think I was working for a studio in quite a senior position, or potentially looking at starting my own company within that area, but I want to learn as much as I can from other people within the industry, because it's very hard to get information when you're not in a company that knows what they're doing, basically.
Where do you realistically, say you've come up with a couple barriers, where do you realistically see yourself in 10 years?
Realistically, either Greg's or I think it's a realistic goal. I think even if it doesn't happen, I'm definitely going to be fighting for it. I can't quite envision it not happening, so I'm going to say I will get where I want to be.
My name's Luke Caribbean. I'm 24. I'm doing audio production.
And what sector of audio do you want to go in after?
The sector of audio I want to go into ideally is like recording engineer and mixing engineer.
So why did you decide to come to university at the age of 24 and do music, and not when you just came out of sixth form / college?
The reason that I decided to come to uni at such a late age is just, personal reasons really, but I saw I was working in a discipline that was kind of just a safe job to do. Always loved music on the side, and then kind of through like events in my life, I had a bit of an epiphany, and I was like, I want to do audio full time. Follow your dreams and that. Was
that because you loved the music, you love music on the side, that's why you wanted to go into audio? Yeah,
because it's like kind of living to do music on the weekends, and there's just no point in doing that, is there? Really. While I'm at uni, what I'm doing, it's on the side, but not on the side because it's involved with the course. What I'm doing to kind of boost my chances of getting a job is building up a portfolio by just recording and mixing as many bands from Liverpool as possible, really. I'll just go to a gig, find a band, ask if they want to do some recording in a pro studio, and then they'll come in, we'll do like an EP, mix it, get it mastered, and then it can go up on their Spotify.
Yeah mate, a bit quiet but I can hear you.
Yes, sweet. Let me turn myself up. Can you hear, if you speak into the mic, can you hear yourself loud enough?
Push.
And just send that to my phones. Kiss, man. Fucking kiss.
No, I know. I just
simple,
keep forgetting that you can do that's a simple thing
status.
on this.
Yeah. We can do this really. You set that. Could you move the click as well?
Should not be something
I'm
I
forever
should not be something too fair.
Those only could have if I only could see what you see. And
Yeah, and then we'll do the actual take.
Probably.
Sweet. What?
No, I was going to say, I should have said there's a little dial that you can turn up and down
Nah,
there
nah,
if you need to.
If you want to just record it, we'll see what happens. If I was working in a studio, my dream artist to work with, that would change. If you asked me that tomorrow, I'd probably have a different answer. But the band I'm big into at the minute is a band called Wonder Horse, and they're quite small. If it was in like 5 years, timing wise, that could line up. I'm not saying it'll happen, but that's probably a good answer. Unless Oasis got back together, then you know. Probably. It's a good question. Do I believe I can make it in the music industry? I want to be cocky and be like, yeah, of course I can, but I'm a realist at the same time. So all I can do is try as hard as possible.
Do you think in this industry you need to be cocky though to make it?
Yeah, but to an extent.
Yeah.
You don't need to be a prick, if I can say prick.
So where do you want to be in 10 years, like ideal scenario?
10 years, how old am I? 10 years, 34. Ideal scenario, in 10 years, I'd like to be, at this point in time, I would aspire to be an in-house engineer for a big studio on a salary. I would say with a boss, because I really want someone to learn from at the minute, but 10 years, if I could be like a higher position, that would be nice. Where do I realistically see myself? Greg's. In 10 years, honestly, I don't know. I know that's a bit of a bad answer, but I don't.
Introduce yourself, name, job, and what do you do here at SAE?
My name's John Widnall. I'm a freelance record producer and sort of music business person in general. And I work here at SAE as a very as part-time as you can be lecturer with the audio students. So how do I define making it in the audio industry? That's a tricky one, isn't it? I mean, it depends on what you define as making it. Is it about the money? Is it about who you've worked with? Or is it a mixture of both? I think probably, for me, I felt like I'd arrived when I was around about the period that I'd worked with, I'd finished the second Coldplay album and I went into work with Rihanna. And I sort of felt a little bit like then, like I was kind of walking on sunshine, really, in a sense.
So talk about a bit about being part of a Grammy-winning album. How did that feel?
Being part of a Grammy-winning album is a weird one, because when you're doing it, you don't know it's going to be that. Yeah. When I found out I'd won my first Grammy, I was in a studio, and a friend of mine texted me. It's the old days, so WhatsApp didn't exist, and a friend of mine texted me, and the text said, "No way, we're going to win this Grammy." And so, about half an hour later, I got a text saying, "I've won the Grammy. We'll meet you for we've won the Grammy. We'll meet you for a beer later." And I was sat in a studio with a band, and I turned around to the band and went, "No way! I just worked on my first Grammy winner." And the band went, "That's amazing!" And they went, "But I'm in recording with this band, aren't I?" I said, "Okay, Sam, do you want to start doing the guitars?" And that was it. It was over.
Have you got any more aspirations to still achieve in?
Yeah, Mercury Prize. I want to win a Mercury Prize. I've never won a Mercury. Can you believe that? Been nominated a few times. Never won a Mercury. It annoys me.
Fair enough.
So.
Is that?
There's loads of other things like yeah. You know, I'd like my whatever billion streams that it's up to now to become another few billion on top of that. Yeah, and I suppose, you know, I mean, it's difficult. I'm 50 now. Yeah, so I'm 50 years of age. I have a double garage in my back garden that's a studio. I have a big house.
So you've had a very successful career with the Grammy and working with bands such as Coldplay, Beautiful South and Rihanna. And overall, as from your website, your works have been sold over 30 million times worldwide.
Yeah. That's actual sales units. Yeah.
What's your best piece of advice for someone who is starting to make the journey into the audio industry?
It's Grammys, by the way. There's 6 of them, or 7.
Sorry.
7. I think it's 7.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, it's 1 or 6 or 7. Oh God, what is my best piece of advice for anyone coming into audio now? It's changed a lot, really. So you know, still it's output. Make sure you're working with them. You know, say yes, don't say no. You know, unless you really can't do the thing you're being asked, say yes to it. Go along, do it, do your best at it. You know, and just just make sure you're always there. The world has changed quite a lot, hasn't it? Now you've got like people have to be present on TikTok and a million other forms of social media and stuff. That's made it cloudy. But I think the people who are there and are there all the time and really pushing all the time are the people that will get through.
Shouldn't love me something I
I'm
fear.
fine, I'm
Shouldn't love me something too fear. Think I'm
Those only could have If I only could see what you see.